All right. Welcome all to the Mind's Eye Theater. Excuse me. So, therefore, lichens and gentlemen, children of the night, nocturnals, night terrors, and all things that go bump in the night. Welcome to your monthly treatment of shock therapy. The doctor will see you now. Show me your woes, and I'll cure all that ails you. Consider me your night watchman for this evening's festivities here at Mind's Eye Theater. I invite you to violate curfew along with me for this graveyard shift. I am your horror host Inkarnate for this sold out show. So, this happens to be the 102nd edition of Mind's Eye Theater. I'm really excited for this one. I got this Blu-ray disc, all the way back in March. And I knew to hold on. I knew to wait until, at the very least in the summer, because there was not going to be a Friday the 13th until... in the year 2026, by the time I had gotten this Blu-ray, there was not going to be another Friday the 13th until November. And that slot is already taken up by a Womp Stomp Studio. They make fan films of Friday the 13th. So there's going to be an animated film that comes out on that day, and I'll be doing a watch party for then. Plus, with this summer camp film coming out, summer's perfect timing for return to summer camp, obviously. So I figured, you know what, best to watch this during the heat wave months of the year while they last. Now, I have made no bones about it, and I do not apologize at all that Friday the 13th, well, I should say Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, it's my absolute favorite Friday movie. In fact, it's the only one that I like, and I make no bones about that. And to me, it really says something that this installment, this was Friday the 13th, number 9. To me, it says something that still people talk about this sequel. And yeah, you get conversations around the Tommy Jarvis trilogy, how number 5 is awful, and people still do speak on how Friday the 13th number 6, I think it's called Jason Lives, that is the best of the Friday the 13th films. I would disagree, but it isn't to say that this film, this edition, this 9th entry in the franchise, as I said, to this day, 33 years later, people still talk about it. And I try not to be one of those people, well, you know, such and such topic is still in vogue and still in conversation, therefore must be good. No, but there is something there that people would, and look, there absolutely are films and topics of discussion where it must be highlighted all the things that went wrong because said topic or said film isn't any good. You know what I mean? And there have been plenty of films and plenty of topics of conversation in the world of entertainment that you can discuss to pull out the lessons that should be learned because, again, said topic is such a monumental failure. You know what I mean? For instance, the Catwoman movie. Oof, baby. Or more recently, the Supergirl movie. But I think that Friday the 13th, I'm sorry, it's not, I keep referring to it as such, Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, I think that it's worth discussing because there are good parts about it, and we'll get into it during the watch of this documentary. Speaking of which, hey, I hate to break it to you, but Jason Goes to Hell is the only Friday film, singular, to get its own documentary. I bet you didn't know that. Yeah, there have been documentaries about the franchise, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about which of the entries, including the first one, all throughout the sequels, which one has gotten its own documentary. Oh, that's right, just this film. Thank you. And to me, this is the only film in the franchise where I can definitively talk about or mention how it puts characters over caricatures. there are more characters that I care about and root for in this film than in any other sequel in the franchise that I or anyone else can mention. And again, I have discussed that in the past. I've done a video about that when I did a watch party for Jason Goes to Hell 3 years ago for its 30th anniversary. And I'll get into it during the watch of this, during the watch party. And speaking of watch parties, as well as documentaries, I have done watch parties for Robert Englund, including touching on his career as Freddy. I have done the other documentary that I've done for an 80s horror classic is Chucky. And I did a review of the It documentary. So now I get to tackle Jason Voorhees and at least one of the Friday the 13th films. I am a huge fan of documentaries as well as horror documentaries. So it absolutely is a pleasure to be taking this one on for this documentary, which I was one of the contributors to its GoFundMe. And hey, in addition to that, let me see what that animated film is called that comes out in November. Let's see. I should have looked this up before. Womp Stomp animated Friday the 13th, 2026. Ghosts in the Fog. The first ever animated Friday the 13th fan film. Oh, it's a 10-minute project. Oh, okay. I'll still do a watch party for it. So that'll be, it's Never Hike Alone, Ghosts in the Fog. Yeah, I'll still do a watch party for it. So in addition to that, 1 month prior, we have Camp Crystal Lake, or Crystal Lake, on Peacock that'll be coming out. So plenty to look forward to if you're a Friday fan. Now then, as far as the film rating, I like to do, just to get a little engagement going, I always like to do a little something for everyone, and this just gauges everyone's intrigue or expectations for this film. So I affectionately refer to the totem pole. Your options are bottom of the barrel, shallow grave, and high stakes. So I gotta be honest, I'm going high stakes with this one. I think that we're on to something. For the reasons that I've already mentioned, and not just because I would be biased, because hey, I went on to fund this documentary. I'm looking forward to it. I've always wanted to hear the behind the scenes. I'm a huge nut for not just documentaries, but I like to hear how the sausage is made, like what was going through the mind of people who made these particular films. What is it that inspired them? You know what I mean? So I'm going high stakes with this one. And throughout the watch, I will refer to the totem pole for all of you fine fiends to submit your vote in the totem pole on the YouTube chat. So with all that being said, let me take care of a couple of housekeeping items, and I do invite everyone to watch along with me. Part of the fun is for you to watch this as real time with me. Unfortunately, this isn't available anywhere for streaming, so you would have to have bought your copy of Hearts of Darkness. But even if you're watching this after the live stream, I do hope that my film commentary provides a little bit of fun for all of you fine fiends. Therefore, let me take care of a couple of housekeeping items and we'll get right in, which gives you time to grab your popcorn and soda pop. So, I have sponsorships with Jabra headsets as well as Samsung devices. So, if you're in the market, I would greatly appreciate, since we're still in the summer and the dreaded back to school will still soon be upon us. If you're looking for either of those products, Jabra headsets or Samsung devices, It would greatly be appreciated if you use the link in the description. Speaking of documentaries, the Mind's Eye Theater is a proud affiliate of the upcoming documentary Mental Health and Horror. Speaking of, I should probably reach out to those guys to see what the temperature check is on that documentary. You'll notice the support link up top. So if you're of a mood, I will greatly appreciate it, and I'll consider it your pound of flesh if you provide any donations for the Mind's Eye Theater. If you check the link in the description, one of the streaming services that I use is called Streamlabs. They were nice enough to give me my own merch store. So I'm hoping by the end of this month I can get in contact with the graphic designer. I will be working on the descriptions that I want for my next, not one, not two, not three, but four pieces of merch coming out. So, I am coming to you live streaming on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Kick, X Rumble, and Locals. So, in the enduring battle between Inkarnate and the almighty algorithm, my fans are my strongest weapon. Therefore, I humbly request for you to get them likes up. Therefore, without further ado, I present this creature presentation. Igor, throw the switch. Okay, let me get this started, and we are going to start our playthrough now. And again, you would have had to have grabbed your copy of this documentary, the Blu-ray, in order to watch along with me. Jason Goes to Hell has a character-rich ensemble, classic notions of undying evil, in-your-face horror effects, and is considerably more inventive than the usual hack-and-slash Fridays past. Michael H. Price, fourth Worth, Star Telegram, 1993. I don't think it gets enough hate. Tickle Me Timbers, Reddit, 2023. There we go. Adam Marcus. Really? That's a great way to start your documentary. What? Oh. The sound in the back. Like, yeah, Voorhees is spelled wrong. What the? Oh my god. I remember that growing up, this was the first horror movie I remember watching on pay-per-view. Dude, I'm sorry, but like the look of Jason, like how the face is like growing around the mask is so cool. Oh, Jesus, what is wrong with your face? You don't say. Thank you. This has way more memorable characters than any. Absolutely. Oh, jeez. Yep. Could be. Agreed. Jesus. Really, the heart? Yeah, I mean, if I were to do like a reboot of Friday the 13th, and I always consider a reboot different from a remake because, not to get technical or whatever, but when I think reboot, I think of like a trajectory, you know, yeah, I think that's the best way of describing it, a trajectory. Like, you don't just do a remake, just a one-off. You want to like make a new nested franchise, you know what I mean? like the way that they were able to with the new Doom video games. It wasn't just a one-off. Like they were able to do the Necronomicon and Freddy, yeah. Like they were able to do with Arkham Asylum video games. You know what I mean? Like I would go off of a lot, or I would either go off of a lot of the tropes that you see in this movie, or lead to those tropes. And what I mean is like the characters, the diner, the reporter, Creighton Duke. Like, come on, man. Friday Night Frights. Nice. Nice. I really do need to tour the festival scene more, especially since I'm in proximity to New York. Alamo Draft House. 30-year screening anniversary. Now look, I don't agree with the freaking alien slug or whatever it is, or the that Jason was a deadite. Like, no, that's a dead end. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, crazy, huh? Yeah, tell them. Let them know. Haha. Yeah. It's crazy how still influential these names are. I wish that we would have a genuine, organic return to directors that were like that are visionary instead of names like Jordan Peele and what's his name? Oh God! Now Mike Flattery. What the hell's his name? Fanagy? I don't know. And James Wan, just having names like that just shoved down your throat and in your face. It's like, dude, how about we tell you who we like as, luminaries or whatever? Awesome. Hmm. Uncut. I'll have to. I recently got, in addition to this documentary, I got the 4K Blu-ray for Jason Goes to Hell. I'll have to check out if I'll have to see if I don't think I've ever seen the uncut version of that. Ah, the story of how he got the job. Nice. At the beginning. I'm stupid. Not the reference I thought he was going to mention during a Friday the 13th documentary, but okay. Thanks for volunteering that information. Yeah, good for you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Admirable. Really? Get out. Okay. It's an interesting way of describing that. Really? That's interesting. Interesting. Hmm. All right, so he had some level of experience. Alpia. Hmm. Okay. Ah. This might be a hot take, but I've always felt like oh god, what's his name? Hold on. I'm blanking on the director's first name of the oh god. What the hell's this guy's name? Sean Cunningham. I've always felt like his contribution to the franchise has always been overrated. Like he's not even a fan of Jason. Hahaha. Hmm. Uh-huh. Yep. Oh. What? Uh-huh. Okay. But after how many weeks though, that context kind of matters. That's interesting. Schools, huh? That's an interesting breakdown of film schools that could be taken seriously or that were taken seriously. Hmm. That's actually Adam. Interesting. Hey, good for you. I don't know any of those names. Shout out. Hmm. Okay. Really? Uh huh. Oof. Well, okay. So he had The Interesting. He had the choice of either Twin Peaks or making this movie. Okay, Johnny Zombie. Wow, I was just thinking, hey, this reminds me of My Boyfriend's Back. Haha. Oh, nudge. Okay. Mm. Oh, yep. How infamous. Yeah. He got so much flack for that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because he was never a fan. Yep. Mm. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm not. See, here's the thing. I can like, I can pick out what is good about a bad movie, or or acknowledge a movie that I like its faults, while picking out, the good parts. Like for instance, AVPR. Everybody hates that movie, but the who is it? Wolf, the wolf predator. Everybody loves that character. You know what I mean? You can extrapolate a good part that can stand on its own of a bad movie, or admit to where the fault of a good movie, that one that you like. As long as you're objective and you actually have a point. Yeah, and this was another sticking point. Oh man, it's not even called Friday the 13th. It's like, well, there's a reason for that. Mm-hmm. Part 7, part 7. Yeah, the one with the psychic. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's just right. Bloated and whatever. Yeah, the body horror. And you wouldn't think slasher movie body horror. Okay. Yeah, good for you. Okay. Mm. Yeah, but That's not what the fran. Yeah, that's not what the franchise is about, though. See, that's what I mean. Like, I can point out where he just went wrong with his ideas and his pitches, and he didn't know. Bob Shea didn't. Oh damn. Uh oh. Oh. Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. This is interesting. Yeah, this is the political side of movie making. Uh-huh. Huh. Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, he got his green light. Pff, God. Creature effects on a slasher movie. Eh. Yeah. Gunfights. Well, they kind of didn't also want to see what eventually transpired. Yeah. Good input. Interesting. That's an interesting endorsement. Certainly was. Yeah, it's like I always liked that design and the crazy head and like the hair in the back, the sparse hair. He looks like a hillbilly, you know what I mean? Hey, and shout out to you for that. Right. See, he at least understood that and respected it. Right. Hey, the mic man in the audience is wearing a mask. Bill Dill. cool. Bill Dill. Okay. Addictive passion. That's good to hear. Ah, nice. Wow, this guy had a lot of good support. Mm-hmm. Ha! Shout out. So he had a lot of, like, not for nothing, but he had a lot of good support, and shout out to him. Seemingly from the studio. And if not support, at least they got off his back. You know, good support from the effects team, good, and not just for the effects, but for his story and enthusiasm, as well as from a cinematographer. Mm. Damn. To rewrite. Oh. Uh huh. Really? Mm. Hey, good for you. Hmm. Wow. No, I don't think it's condescending. Uh oh. Okay. Okay. This is. Oh. Oh, damn. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could definitely see. He looked like a kid. Creighton Duke, the man. See, that's what I mean. That's what I mean, man. Like, so many people have overlooked this movie for so long. Everybody, yeah, baby face. He's got the cheeks and the nose for that. Wow. Yeah, even his leading man calls him that. Yeah, he really does look like a kid. Look at that. Yeah, that's His passion was infectious. I couldn't have said it any better. Mm. Ah. Yeah. And we often hear about. Oh wow, they finally get to Kane Hodder. Yeah, we often hear about unfiltered vision. You know what I mean? And this movie had that. Yeah, I liked his acting in this movie too. Vicky. Mm. Yeah, clearly. Yeah. Okay, and we just hit the 30-minute mark. If you guys can remember to hit the like button on whichever platform you're watching this on. And if you're watching on YouTube, I kindly would like to direct your attention to the chat so that you could vote in the totem poll what your rating for the film is. I was too when I saw this, I was too young to like ask the question, oh man, what's gonna happen next? They blew up the main villain. He's dead in the opening scene. What's gonna happen now? Like I didn't understand like the stakes that he was going for. Agent Marcus. She was a little hottie in this opening scene. I'm not gonna lie. She looked drop dead gorgeous. I wanted to see more of her throughout the film. Yeah, I would like it was unfortunate that she disappeared after the first scene. I wanted to see more of her. I don't know if it's the blonde hair, but she looks way different. Her ankle? Mm. Aw, it's so sweet. No lies detected. Squibs. Dude, they shot the crap out of him, man. Yeah? What's that? What is he referencing? Uh-huh. You don't say. I love that. They go from like, just gunning them down, and then it's like shotguns and like heavy artillery, and then they like have a mortar or something. It's like they called in an airstrike. Like a scene out of Aliens. Yeah, that's a great shot. Creighton Duke is such an awesome character. So underrated. And here we go. Yeah, that beef. It looks like a beating brain. Yeah. Oh, God. Ew. You don't say. That it was. Yeah, and I mean, it is a ridiculous scene, but again, shout out to the actor for like selling it, you know what I mean? Because generally, other than being dead, and undead, I suppose, there's nothing supernatural about Friday the 13th. Well, I should say that Jason Drown comes back and, he's unkillable, basically. But you don't know, in that scene where like sparks come out of his body and enter the body of the coroner. But again, the actor really sells what's going on, where he's being like, taken over by Jason. Robert Campbell. Oh my God. This is one of the characters I absolutely love about this movie. He really plays such a great douchey type of character, type of reporter. And I love that. I love that he's a standout. Ah, subversive. I could see that. And it isn't just that he's a great character, but the way that he plays off Creighton Duke. Like, the reporter is so sleazy and tries to be like, oh, Mr. Professional and upstanding. But, he's opportunistic himself. Oh boy, here we go. That's this famous line. Dude, what?
Emotional damage.
The hell does that mean? Yeah. Yes. Okay. He's he's just an amazing character, and there's a lot of mystique around him. And it's a cowboy in a slasher movie. You know what I mean? I've written fan fiction of a Friday the 13th movie that has Creighton Duke in it. Right. Yeah. He in one movie completely outclasses Tommy Jarvis. And I'll stand on that. He's just way more engaging, way more interesting. Yeah. To what? What? If, what the hell? Why are we discussing this? Okay, let's move on. The hell? Okay. All right. That's a nice shirt. Yeah, like this finger cracking thing. Creighton Duke is fascinating for reasons that I cannot explain. Oh, that's right. And this guy is not as prolific. He doesn't stand out as much. This particular character, the leading man, he doesn't stand out as much as a Creighton Duke, as the reporter, as the diner. Bobby Joe, I think her name is, from the diner. That white trash lady that I absolutely love. The main the leading man doesn't stand out as much. But if you see his story, it's not like bad or bland or offensive. It's good. Like you absolutely, and he's not like a pushover, you know. Yeah, he's a aw shucks nice guy, but he shows some balls in the movie. The ladies in this movie, with the exception of Bobby Joe, kind of yeah, they're a little bland. Like Jason's sister and his niece, meh. Uh, huh. Oh, what? Uh, Interesting. Uh huh. Yeah, she's kind of undercooked as a character. Yeah, yeah, I got to agree. the final girl in the second Friday the 13th, where you actually see Jason is probably one of, in isolation. Well, how can I put this? She does stand out in that movie. Like, there's enough of a character there that where you actually are rooting for her. But, it is to me, I find it funny that the Friday the 13th franchise is the definitive franchise, slasher series that has never produced a single final girl. Andrew Block. Oh. Okay. Vicky. Is this the sister? Jason's sister? God. Oh. Okay. Hmm. Jesus. Oh, she plays the best friend. Mm-hmm. What? Why? Uh, yeah. Squeamish. Damn. Hmm. Okay. Welcome to the documentary. Jeez, we're like we're almost halfway through the documentary now. They're introducing Kane Hodder. That's wild. I can imagine. Hey, shout out to him. He's actually had his own documentary that was pretty good. I gotta watch that one of these days. I grew to have a much more of a respect for him. Hmm. That's putting it diplomatically. Ha 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 ha. Ha. Yeah. That's such a dumb line. Yeah. I'm telling you, like, it really says something that cast and crew enjoyed the movie, thought that a lot of the ideas that are presented were intriguing. What? Really? Really? Interesting. Jeez. Yeah. Well, that's on you, Chief. Yes. Incredible. Oh. Okay. Hmm. Yep. And we absolutely love you for it. Hmm. Oof. Thank you for that. For the wife? Huh. Good sport about it. Uh huh. Mm. Interesting. She was. I mean, she's got to be my favorite character. Actually, no, Creighton Duke, but she's a very close second. Who? Oh, these guys. Yeah. No idea who these guys are. Fans. Okay. Big fans. Imagine if he'd actually seen him. He would have kept to that impression that it was a high school kid. Yeah, for real. Damn. And this is another, memorable, and I have to use careful words here. Another memorable double homie, for lack of a better phrase. I gotta censor myself because I'm on YouTube, but that was, it's a simple scene where Jason bumps off two cops, but it's effective. Really? Okay, that's gross. Jeez, he does look like a kid, the director. My God. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Ha! Mm-hmm. Oopsie. Oh, really? Damn. That's funny. It is kind of cool for the douchey character, the reporter, to become inhabited by Jason. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, Jesus. That's wild, man. For someone's jaw. I mean, I don't think that would kill somebody, but for someone's jaw to get. Just. How do you describe it? Like, it becomes concave. So they dent in their jawbone. See, that's what I mean. There's a lot of inventive stuff in this movie. It's really gnarly and grisly, but that's a Friday the 13th movie. Jeez, a cleaver in his back. Wild. Jeez, look how bloody he is. I never considered that was a puppet. I don't know. I didn't. It didn't register to me. Like, wait a minute. There's no way that a human could look like that with even with the best of makeup. and that and that was something that Jason X ripped off. To an extent. Hmm. Oh, Stephen Cope played two roles in Star Trek. I thought he looked familiar. Oh my God. Jesus. Let me see. What was the budget on this? Yeah, true. Wow, 3 million? Wow, look at that. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, for real. I remember somebody, it must have been Shocked Till You Drop that mentioned how this was like taking. There's so many gunshots, especially for a slasher movie, at a campground that it almost took inspiration from John Woo films, or John Woo would have taken inspiration from it. We just passed the 1 hour mark, guys. If you could hit the like button on whichever platform you're watching this on, and if you're watching on YouTube, you're pulling double duty. Click in the like button and please vote in the totem poll for what your impression of the film is, or what your rating for the documentary is. Jesus, look at that. The nerve endings and that's great makeup effect work. I always like it when, actors, like good actors, enjoy, they go back and reflect at their enjoyment on making horror films. And I don't mean like someone just taking a role, I mean like actual actors. Mm. Ha ha ha. Hmm. What? Toilet paper? What are they talking about? Hmm. Yeah, that's a. Huh. Yes. Oh my god, I never noticed the intestines coming out. Yeah, that was good acting. There's a point where his jaw comes out, if I off, I should say. I mean, I do have to agree with the notion that, like, at this point, the body horror, the melting body, it does feel like a completely different film. You know, Invasion of the Body Snatchers should not come to a Friday the 13th film. To me, it's interesting, and this is exclusively to me because I've written fanfic for Friday the 13th. My inspiration. Ooh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Ah, nice. My inspiration for my fanfic for Friday the 13th was Brian Fuller, who, if I'm not mistaken, is a showrunner for Crystal Lake. Let me double check that, or he was. I think he was. I think he got removed, actually. Oh, yes, he did. Yeah, he did. Crystal Runner. I'm such an idiot. Crystal Lake. Brian Funnell originally developed the Friday the 13th prequel series for Peacock and A24. However, he exited his role as showrunner in May 2024 due to creative differences. He cannot catch a break, man. He's had this taken away from him as well as Star Trek Discovery, which, I mean, the less said about that, the better. Yeah, this is another scene that it wasn't really any good. Like big clay hands coming to collect Jason Voorhees. I don't remember seeing. I don't remember. I don't think I've seen those, like the faces of what those hands belong to. Uh huh. Oof. Ugh. Why would you admit that? Oh, really? Oh, I had never noticed that. He had popped up like the boat scare. He popped up out of the ground as a tribute to the original boat scare. It's just a hell unto itself, huh? Uh huh. Slug baby. Yeah. It's like ravioli coming out of this guy's neck. Yep. Yep. And the mask is silver. It's like, mm-hmm. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. H, the Hark. So, yeah. Of horror movies, yeah. In addition to the Necronomicon, they have other props from other horror movies, like what was it? Creep Show. They have the crate. Let me see if they mention it. Mm-hmm. Because yeah. Yeah, which is that's a bit of a pointless fanboyish thing in the movie, which is not necessary, admittedly. Yeah. There's a time and place for that, and I don't think like it doesn't do anything for the movie, you know what I mean? Yeah. There you go, Creep. Yeah, I was right, Creep Show. Yeah, the Kandarian dagger. It's like, why is this here? He still says it wrong. Couldn't get away with that nowadays. Oh, that's right. Did he steal it? Oh no. Wow. Army of Darkness came out 1 year before. Came out year before Jason Goes to Hell. Yeah. Wait a minute. When did Freddy's Dead come out? 1991. Wow. I gotta do a Tales from the Script Keeper going over the many iterations of Jason versus or Freddy versus Jason. Yeah, he Kane Hodder plays Freddy Krueger, who oh jeez. He was originally tapped or considered for the role of Freddy Krueger. Yeah, one decade, yeah, exactly 1 decade after Jason Goes to Hell, we got Freddy versus Jason. Oh. You got about another half hour left on the watch party. I don't know what he means by that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, clearly. Yeah, really real. Yeah, you don't say. Ah, nice. They got the guys from Womp Stomp. Hmm. Yeah. Right. Jason. Camp counselors, you mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Agreed. I remember that scene. Ah, yes. Hmm. Interesting subversion. Yeah. Honestly, I would go if I were to do a if I were to do a Friday the 13th film, I would subvert the tropes, the cliches in a because I've written this into the fan fiction that I've written. I would subvert the, sex, drugs, and alcohol, and the teenage rebelliousness. I would absolutely subvert that in place of actual character and story. This guy's an interesting look. Oh man, what a goof. Look at that nose. Oh yeah. If I remember who she is, she freaking gets it. Wow, he looks more. I mean, I suppose age can do that to you, but he looks more defined now because he looks like a complete goof as a young man. Oh, huh. Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Damn. Jeez. I give it up to people who have to sit in that grueling makeup chair for so long. Jeez. Practically bifurcated. Huh. Yeah, that was gnarly. Jeez. Yeah, I remember I don't remember where I heard that said, but yeah, it was like it was very cold. That's an interesting description. Mm-hmm. Okay. Probably on the rest of the cinema going audience as well. Yeah. God, women. We passed the hour 20 mark. Guys, if you could remember to hit the like button on whichever platform you're watching this on, and make sure to vote in the totem poll on YouTube what your film rating for the documentary watch is. Stepped on it. Yeah, that would have saved you. Yeah. That's gotta be surreal watching a puppet of yourself get split like that. What? Wow. And that loudly. Oh yeah. Hmm. I don't think she gets killed in like a kind of whatever way, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I'm sorry. She gets homied, let's say. See, now I got to check my Blu-ray copy to see if I have the unrated version because I don't remember if I saw. I'm pretty sure I streamed Jason Goes to Hell. I don't think I watched it off the Blu-ray, so I got to check. I'm pretty sure it's on the 4K, the unrated version, I mean. Oh, jeez, he's not lying. That was gray matter. Really? Ooh. Damn. Right. Hmm. And that would be the scene to do it, wouldn't it? Jeez, right after this watch, I gotta check the back of the 4K for Jason Goes to Hell to see if it has the unrated version. Hmm. Really? Wow. VHS. Wow. Oh man, Blockbuster. Ugh, it used to be such a trek, such a delight to go to Blockbuster and hang out in the horror section. Nice sweater. Jesus, this chick. I don't think anyone did. Huh. Uh huh. Hmm. Yeah. Agreed. Right. No, by anybody. Pff. Mm. Interesting. Ooh. True. Yeah, they'd never seen anything like that before. Mm. Yeah. I mean, right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, like there's a lot of misplaced anger when it comes to this movie. And I've always said there are things to like about this movie. I understand the hate with the body swapping and him claiming he like Jason's a deadite. Like, no, dude, that's just wrong. But again, I can extrapolate what there is to like about this movie. Mm. Yeah. Haha. That's good to hear at least. Yeah, absolutely, man. And I'm glad that a lot of these stories, a lot of these franchises and series that people are coming back to and having an appreciation for it on its own terms. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there are things to appreciate about it. And look, it is a huge departure, the body swapping, the body horror. That's a cool mask. Yeah. Yeah, it does have a passionate response. Hmm. Is Popcorn Frights located in New York? I wonder. That's awesome. Hmm. Definitely does. Great reference. What? Okay. Is it? Because of that tongue? Oh God. Uh-huh. Great. Which was just weird. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Uh but that's I don't know. That's too much of a departure if you ask me. It's just weird and out of place. I'm trying to remember what else. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. All right. That seems a little too preachy. A slasher movie is a very strange platform for you to attempt to make this statement about like equality or whatever, if you ask me. Really? What? Uh, wait, what? I don't see his point. I don't agree with that. Yeah, Jason Goes to Hell Friday the 13th. I'm sorry, Jason Goes to Hell the Final Friday. It kind of has two leads with, the geeky, all shucks, nice guy, as well as Creighton Duke. Uh huh. Yeah, it's got a heartbeat. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a decent. That's a good cult classic, I suppose, to hang your hat on. Yeah. Right. Agreed. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Yeah, something of a time capsule. Mm. Yeah. Amen. Dedicated to the memory of Leslie Jordan and Scott Burkett. Alright, so this is the end of the watch.
And now his watch is ended.
And now their watch is ended.
So, for me, let me think. Let me get to the recommendations that I would give, just in the event that anyone would want to watch other movies like or in the same vein as what we watched. So, how about you make it a shockbuster night?
There's a formula to it. A very simple formula.
Make it a blockbuster, right?
So, other movies in this vein, pun intended, would be also from the 90s, Freddy's Dead. Not a good movie. Army of Darkness. And Freddy vs. Jason, definitely, especially considering how Jason Goes to Hell ends. The previous documentaries that I mentioned, the It documentary, Stephen King's It, I think it's called Pennywise, the story of It, the Robert Englund documentary, I think it's called American, oh god, hold on, let me look that up. Robert Englund documentary, I don't want to mess up what the name of it is. Give me one quick second. Robert Englund. I did a watch party for it. Hollywood Dreams and Nightmares, the Robert Englund story. Yeah. And let's see. The Chucky. Let's see. No, not Cursor. Oh, here it is. Living with Chucky. So, yeah, all good horror documentaries and all good horror films. And I guess if you want, in terms of body horror and like slug creatures, Slither. So, as far as my closing thoughts, I was a little disappointed in this documentary. It didn't have as many, I don't know, I guess my expectations were high in the sense that I was hoping for like mind-blowing behind-the-scenes details, like trivia, you know? I appreciated the sentiments of the people behind the scenes, the cast and crew, giving props to the director to Adam Marcus for his enthusiasm, the fact that, and not just, you know, in their separate roles, like, oh, I like the character that he wrote for me, or I liked the effects, but, you know, they really enjoyed the story that he was trying to tell. And I think that's really great. I think that's really good to hear, the fact that they weren't just like, oh god, this punk kid being handed this franchise, oh, this is so scummy, where's my career going, you know? But everybody from his what do you call it, director of photography, DP, yeah, his DP, the actors themselves, the creature effects people, the creature effects artists, the makeup artists, excuse me, you know, they really gave Adam Marcus a solid endorsement. And you know, that's really saying something. And, you know, it isn't, I gotta believe that they were being honest when they were drawn to his enthusiasm, to his creativity. So you have that going for him, as well as the film that he crafted. And again, I have always stated, I'm not a horror. I'm not a gore hound. I'm not a Friday the 13th fan, but I am a fan of Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. And I can admit that, I noticed that he wasn't talking about throughout this documentary. I was curious if he was going to mention it, whether or not his impression of Jason was as a Deadite. Therefore, it made sense to have the Necronomicon in it. And, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the body swapping. It's one thing if you want to do something different. You should not break with what the franchise is, because it does break the lore with that. I wouldn't have the hell baby or whatever, the slug, the body swapping, the tongue, the body melting. I wouldn't have any of that, because that's not you. There is a way to break with tradition without breaking the lore. You know what I mean? And this is like all of that. What I just described is something completely different, and it is still a slasher, but there is a way to go about giving interesting characters, which this film absolutely does. And that was slightly my disappointment with it. I wish they not only heard from Creighton Duke, heard from the scummy reporter, and Joey B. I was calling her Bobby J or something like that. I apologize for that. But yeah, I wish they embellished that more. I wish they embellished more about how these are great characters, because that's one of the things that the film has going for it. These characters are they're standouts. They're so much better than any Friday the 13th cast. You might have a girl that you like, or some teenage stereotype, like the fat kid that loves chocolate in the third film. The film where this is the same porker that Jason gets his mask from. He's annoying as hell throughout that movie, and when he finally gets it, I don't feel bad for him. But I would wager, absolutely, I would wager and then double down that Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, has a better cast than any Jason, any Friday the 13th film, any sequel, the reboot, whatever. And that's what always draws me in. I absolutely love the scummy reporter, the diner, and not just Joey B, but the entire diner staff. Just because they are just so white trash. There is something lovable about her boyfriend or her husband, the short guy, and her son. There's something lovably dumb about these like yokels. You know what I mean? Which runs parallel to, what is it, Friday the 13th 3D, those annoying hillbillies, just God, those characters are the wrong way you do it. That's the wrong type of white trash. And that might sound ridiculous, but hey, the diner cast in Jason Goes to Hell that's the way you do it. And like there are lovable characters there, you know what I mean? And it's typified by Joey B. And then Creighton Duke. Again, I wish they went more into that, because I wish they went into that the documentary touched on how fans have embraced him, how interesting of a character that he is, the mystique, you know what I mean? I just wish that they touched on that. And I say that not because those are the ingredients that I like, but that's got to be what most people have embraced, because that's what the film has going for itself. So I wish they touched on more things that you didn't know about the film, like, behind the scenes, the motivations behind certain things. They touched on that lightly, but I do wish that they spoke more about the strengths of the movie. It's one thing to say, after 30 years, people have come around to it. Okay, but what have they come around to? I wish they went into more detail about that. But I enjoyed this documentary. I'm glad that after, what has it been? I got it at the end of March. So it's been over 4 months, like, so let's say 4.5 months, that I've just been sitting on this. And I wanted to, if I was going to watch it, I wanted to watch it with you guys. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I very much did. And I recommend and I actually did a watch party of Jason Goes to Hell 3 years ago for the 30th anniversary. It just so happens that today is this year is the 33rd anniversary of that film. So yeah, I'm glad that and I've always said I'm a huge sucker for horror documentaries. I absolutely do want to view them for I want them to be an integral part of the watch party of the Mind's Eye Theater. So I do invite all of you to take a gander at the documentaries that I've done watch parties for. The one for Robert Englund, the one for Living with Chucky, and I did a review of Pennywise, the story of it. I had watched that documentary, obviously, but the inaugural watch party was Prey, that crappy Predator prequel. About a week or two before Prey came out is when I watched Pennywise, the story of it. And I always consider that the original watch party, even though I didn't do a watch party of it, but pun intended. But yeah, I did a review, and I would recommend everyone take a gander at that. So now, with all that being said, what say we get to what is on the scene for you fine folks? So, what have I been up to lately? I did, if I can pull it up, I've done a Clash of the Titans watch party, just because, just to get the horrendous taste of the Odyssey out of my mouth. I did a watch party for Obsession recently, as well as a watch party for Evil Dead Rise. I've also, on the Mind Games side, I've done a live stream of Grime 2. So, I invite all of you to take a watch of all of those, and now let's take a look at coming attractions. So, I am going to, this weekend, I'm going to get back to doing not just the live stream, but get back to doing the closing month of the Midsummer Night's Scream, which, as the name would suggest, are just playthroughs of horror games throughout the summer that have a theme to it. It just so happens to be kids' horror. In that vein, animation, claymation, kids' themes. So we're closing the gaming horror summer event off with a playthrough of Bendy and the Dark Revival, but that's going to be playing on PC. There've been a couple of updates to the software for instance, my microphone, the Elgato Wavelink. So that's affecting audio. So I need to do a test first of that before I'm good to go with that. I do want to do a playthrough of, what was it? The Mound, Omen of Cthulhu. That's probably going to be on PS5, but that'll be like, I don't know, maybe once, twice, maybe a weekend thing. I'll see. But definitely, I do want to do a watch. I am going to be getting back to doing the live stream on PC for the PC Monster Race. I just need to do a test for the mic just to make sure that everything runs smoothly. I might have to completely do over the settings that I have for that, but that is what is on tap. So now let's take a look. Now that I've done an Obsession watch party, let's see, I've done an Obsession watch party. I've done a Hearts of Darkness as of today. So in terms of the watch party, what I have on tap is going to be, fingers crossed, next Friday, Scream 4 and a 4K giveaway. The movie has finally come to 4K, and I bought one not just for myself, but to auction off for all of you fine fiends. In addition to that, I'm going to be doing a Scary Movie 2 backslash because, oh boy, Scary Movie 6 came out this year, and it was terrible. In addition to that, Scream 7 also came out and was the pits. So I guess Scream 4 watch party will be something of a backslash itself. And I want to do something of a crossing of the streams, a watch party of 2, not 1, but 2 gaming documentaries. One will be Insert Coin, and the other one will be FPS. So that will be on the horizon. And when does The End of Oak Street come out? Is that this week coming up? Let's see. The End of Oak Street. That comes out. Oh, it does come out next week. Jesus, why can't they ever just list the release date? Like, why do they always have to be so elusive about that? Release date will be August 14th. So I will do a precaution and aftershock for that, where I do my preview before I head out to the theater, as well as my reaction video, which is the aftershock. So that's what is on tap. Therefore, mark your calendars and say your prayers. I've been Inkarnate, offering a word of caution. Fear the worst, so long you recognize who's best.
If you're resigned to your fate, time to subscribe to your fears.
Scary night, isn't it? Looks like right out of a horror movie or something.
See you in your dreams. Oh, come back anytime. Bring your friends.
Welcome to my nightmare.